it seems like more and more I'm just seeing more evidence of this reality when it comes to the Catholic Church, and I feel like I gotta weigh in again. And the more I am the more a the more I confront and am confronted with Catholicism, the more that I see it as this idolatrous religion. Now, I'm not saying every Catholic out there, because there's what? I don't know, a billion, or I don't know the stats. Insane amount of numbers that claim to be Catholic. And I think there's a lot of Catholics that legitimately love Jesus, believe in the gospel, and who don't necessarily participate in a lot of this, I would say, pagan practice that happens. But the more that I see it, man, it's like there are some massive, massive red flags when it comes to Catholicism. And I see these ceremonies, these rituals that are done, and it screams idolatry. It screams idolatry. So I came across this video and I'm going to play it. So for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, you're going to see the video. For those of you who are listening, it's about a minute, minute and a half video. Then I'm going to explain it so at least you can know what you're hearing, or you can just skip the next 90 seconds. But basically came across this video of this ceremony that was happening in this big Catholic church, and where I guess there's a bunch of these dudes and they're carrying this massive statue of Mary down the middle aisle through the church. Music is playing, and it's like, and then they take her to the front, and then they put something on her head, and it's this whole veneration ceremony ritual thing, and that's basically what's going on. But it's like, I don't know how you watch that and not come to the conclusion that this is idolatry. Like you're in a church, you're in a service, and the main reason why you go to church is to worship Jesus. That's the only being, that's the only person that needs to be venerated or worshiped. God. All throughout the Bible, God says, what's the first commandment? You shall have no other gods before me. We should only be worshiping him. But yet you have this procession taking place, this ceremony where they're venerating Mary again. Why? I get she was Jesus's mom. Awesome. That doesn't mean she needs to be worshipped. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean she needs to be put on this throne, carried down through a church, and then have this whole ceremony done unto her. It's just like, this is idolatry. This is pagan idolatry, satanic practice. So here's the video. Check it out, and then we'll chat some more. So they're coming down the aisle. There's one dude's leading the way, offering up incense. And then behind him, there's a bunch of these other dudes carrying this massive statue. Oh, I think it's Mary. Huge church. Now they got to the front, and she's up on this table or throne thing, and they're placing something, crown or something on her head. whole place is applauding. Like this is. So again, I don't know how you can watch that and not think that that's idolatry. Like I can't imagine going to any other church. I grew up Pentecostal, charismatic, and I can't imagine going to a Pentecostal church and in the midst of the service, everything stops and, you know, down the aisle is a statue of someone. I mean, like God even said, don't even create a statue of me to worship. This is why God was so mad at them, at Israel, for creating the golden calf. A lot of commentators and scholars think that they weren't necessarily worshiping the golden calf in and of itself, but to them, that was they were worshiping, they were in their heads, that was God. Like they had associated God, Yahweh, with the golden calf. And there's a lot of reasons for that. That's not the point of this episode. And God said, don't create even an image of me. So I can imagine being in a Pentecostal service and down comes this massive statue where you have people offering incense, smoke to this statue. Like this is idolatry. If we're not even create an image of God, how is it creating an image of a human? Doesn't matter if it's the mother of Jesus or not. How is that not false worship? It's just in God's space. It's the house of God. And you are offering worship to someone other than God. I don't get it. I mean, the more I look into Catholicism, the more it's idolatry. This pagan idolatry. And you have, what, over 1 billion people, 2 billion? I don't know the number. And again, not every single Catholic, I guess, would participate in this, but there's a lot that would and a lot that do. And it's like they are ushering in false worship, and all these people are just paying attention and they are involving themselves in it. They're all participating in it. I look at that video and it's just a massive group of people worshiping an idol. And so it's just like it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's demonic. And it's like yeah. So I really don't know like what to say other than, guys, you can't worship idols. Like it seems like a very biblical thing to say, because idol worship was a massive biblical occurrence. We don't really think of modern day worshiping idols. When we think of worshiping idols in our modern day, it's like the idol of money or the idol of success, and we use them as metaphors, not actually worshiping objects. But this is what this is. This is like you can't worship objects. And millions upon millions of people are doing it. God is not cool with that. He's not cool with that. So if you're part of a church that does this, you need to leave the church. This is idolatry. It's false worship. And you are headed down a very dangerous path. It's idolatry.